the cloud. Okay. Oh, yay!
Whoa!
Whoa! Hey, hi! We are finally here. We have spent like 2 hours, and we really can't get this thing set up. So basically, we're here. This is Sheila.
Hey.
Yeah.
And Lisa.
Yeah. Hi, Lisa Ann. I've been doing Lisa Ann lately. I like Lisa Ann.
Lisa Ann's on.
So basically, this show here is brought to you by my nonprofit, where I'm the founder and president. But you know what? Sheila's the CEO. What the fuck? So Sheila's the CEO, and even though I do the taxes, and
She's our tax man.
Woman. But anyway, so we wanted to get this out today, to get it out, because that was our game plan. And we wanted to show you awesome stuff we did yesterday.
And today.
Yes, and today. But first, you know, this is going to get better and better and better. This is our first one. And
yeah, we just popped our cherry.
Yeah. So yes, I don't know. She's really thinking that's funny. But the thing is so this is going to be called, or it is called, Toast and Jam, because the idea was picking an afternoon, like in the weekend, when some people might be having tea or just getting up. And there's nothing better like buttered whole wheat all grain toast with some jam, like homemade jam, like strawberry or currants, or
I kind of like marmalade, and I like raspberry, but that's just me.
Sometimes I like orange, strawberry, rhubarb. I'm more adventurous. I will definitely go
cherry.
Jesus fucking Christ. So we'll try not to swear too much, but we're the swearing generation.
We'll try not to swear too much.
So we're just having fun. We hope you laugh, because the idea is the show is going to sometimes have non-political talk about politics, stuff that's bothering us, bring an awareness.
Wait a minute, is that an oxymoron, non-political?
Yeah, well, the non-political part is we're talking politics means government activity. So we're focusing on that part, like what sucks where you live, you know, like in general, things that drive you nuts. For example, there'll be talks like in New Bedford. I'm in New Bedford. Sheila's down the Cape New Orleans. We're both from New Orleans. Oh, we're supposed to tell you our background. But anyway, so the non-political stuff would be like potholes. We have 1,000,001 potholes, but the money that city of New Bedford has, they're putting rough things on so homeless people can't have a hard time scanning for money. You know, like they'll leave a sign up when people stop at the red light, like Scott, which I shouldn't say his name because he doesn't know what I'm talking about him. But anyway, so it's really hard. And I'm like, there's these potholes that are killing my car that I don't own, that the bank owns, like a lot of us. And meanwhile, they're spending this thing to put rough, rugged sidewalks in. So it's hard for them to stand, but they stand anyways. And they took them down, and they didn't even more stones to make it hard.
Yeah, I'm really thinking, rough on your undercarriage.
Right. And meanwhile, the roads suck, and there's potholes in your car, man. I heard that yesterday.
Yeah, my car's in rough shape, folks. It's on its last legs.
Yeah. So, like, anyways, that's the stuff. If you say you're Republican or Democrat or a Proud Boy or conservative or liberal, you're cut. We don't care what you are. We're focused on.
We're all human. And
yes.
We all hate potholes.
Yeah, we really do. We also hate Putin. So anyways, that's what that's about, because we are sponsored by New Bedford Think Tank, and it's about awareness. And we do our own fundraising at the nonprofit. So we're doing it through having events, concerts, art shows, open mics eventually, you know, all of that good stuff, comedy. And the brunt of the show after that is focused on music, because music is a cure for a lot of things, and it's a stress reliever, and it's natural. Since the beginning, like when I was, oh man, I gotta cut this part out. After a little pitch to cuss.
I can't say it ever, no matter how much coffee I have.
And I usually spit it out like after a little bit.
She can.
And that's the first woman, Lucy. And she was 30 million years ago. And a lot of the people were upset because we really did come from one place. And Radio Free Pangea, which is the station of New Bedford Think Tank. Pangea is when all the continents were one. And it was before men, but they're man, not just men. Yeah, a lot of women and dinosaurs running around in Pangea. That would, it could have been true. So before mankind really took off, we came pretty much afterward, and it was still together, but it was starting to break out into the initial few continents. And that's when Australopithecus lucy, A. afrosensis, was alive. And we've done the genome, which also, by the way, she's a vegan or vegetarian.
I'm a vegetarian.
But since the beginning of man, I hate to say it, but we did eat some meat, whatever they found they ate. But they also had nuts and berries. So they were hunters and gatherers. In any ways, the whole concept of Radio Free Pangea is the concept of oneness. We're one people, one world. We can be different. We can be autonomous within a whole, which is self-reliant. We can be individualistic and like
We're
a melting
all
pot.
humans.
And we are all humans. What's the human one? What's this one? Like, instead of just a peace sign? No, there's we're from like the 70s, so fuck us, right? So that's the whole thing about this.
Peace.
Yeah, I know,
Peace
but
and
Richard
love.
Nixon did this. Remember?
Screw him.
I was just a young
Peace
kid,
and love.
and we were in day camp, and I was just a young kid, and like I don't know what age I was, like 8 or 10, and like we had to watch the impeachment trial while we ate lunch.
That would turn my stomach. And I don't watch stuff like that on TV. I
Well,
don't even watch TV.
I went to the Akron Jewish Center, which was the most cautious, wonderful, nice country club. And so our lunches at day camp were hot cooked meals, and they made the best like barbecue chicken. And that's what I remember about the impeachment things.
My
We'd have to play
camp
baseball.
served peanut butter and jelly.
Well, that was jelly. That was, I have
You made that dirty. That was not me.
I didn't even make it dirty. It's just your peanut butter and jelly. Isn't it peanut butter and jelly?
Whatever.
Okay, whatever. Fuck you too, right? Okay, no. So my parents are both from, all right, so we're going to talk about us first. This
Yeah,
show
let's introduce ourselves a little more.
Yeah, so
They're
this
like,
show,
who the hell are these chicks?
yeah, these crazy people. So basically, this was just to get this thing started, tell you a little bit about us, and let you know what's coming up for the real. Like, this is our second promo for the promo, to tell you about us, why we're doing this, what to expect with these shows. And they're basically going to be on Saturday afternoon, unless we're going to a concert, and then we'll probably just do a live podcast, and it will be all jam, no toast. It's like fucking live. Like last night, if we were set up right. So we'll talk about us first, and then we're going to talk to you about the concert we went to last night, right? Yes. Well, I was doing this last night, and I was also doing this, because
I did this the entire time.
But that's a double ones. But there's other ones, right? Somebody was doing. I can't even do.
Well,
they were doing this.
This is "I love you" in sign language.
Oh, cool. All right, that's what I'm going to stick with from now on.
I
I didn't want to
I
do
had
it.
3
Everybody
deaf
was doing.
uncles, all passed away now. But I do know a little bit of sign language, not very much. I'm embarrassed to say.
Yes. So who are we? We're Gear, spelled Gear, and we met with a tattoo artist today. We're going to plug Whaling City Tattoo and working on our
And we talked to
tattoos.
Gio.
Yay!
He's so awesome. Great guy. Go down to
Whaling
Whaling
City
Tattoo if you need a tattoo, because man, they are talented.
Yeah, they had so much good stuff
Oh
in
man, and they're gonna do our band logo for us.
there. And we're doing 2 of them. One for Sheila. She likes a whole bunch of pretty art and this and that and a lot of stuff going on. Where I'm more like typo negative, and Mammoth, where I just want a symbol that's a symbol. But it's great because we're putting out vinyl when we put out records. We'll stream, but we were talking about the best thing for the pandemic was being able to listen to music and read up on them. Because you go down this social media rabbit hole, and you start watching these interviews, and I'm like, wow, that's what we miss in music is when we had albums out. They were filled with liner notes and extra pictures.
Yeah.
And it was just awesome. So who are we? All right, Sheila and I went to high school together, which was,
it.
yay, go Warriors, not. And so basically, she was in 9th grade when I was in 10th grade. We met because we had a smoking area. All the schools did then. Now
We
they'd be like,
smoked back then.
we
We
sm-
don't anymore.
we smoked a lot.
I
and we
quit a long
smoked-
time ago.
we
It's the best thing I did. It's too bloody expensive now.
Yeah, that's true. We smoked a lot and a lot of everything. And that's how I met my stupid husband. I unfortunately went out with one guy in high school because he was a pot dealer. And well, why not? So I lost heels running our school. They built a college campus on Cape Cod, not even
It's
a
true.
mile from the
Still
beach.
there.
And a smoking area where everybody smoked all sorts of stuff and
And
never went to
remember, we
class.
go down to Fleming's Donuts and then
Oh,
we'd eat
yeah.
our coffee and donuts, and we'd hang at the beach. And
Yeah.
we drink our coffee, smoke our joints, and eat our donuts, and then we get to school in time for second period.
Always missed study hall, always missed first period. And that's what it was. That was the late 70s. I graduated 81, but we grew up in that
82.
60s, 70s. And so I've got a picture I have to find of me and Sheila with the token wings, you know, and long hair. And those token, because it was cold then, and those everybody went to Goose Hummock, the like that sports store, the
Chamois
fishing
shirts.
stores.
We
and
all
yeah.
wore chamois shirts.
Yeah, and I didn't wear chamois because, you know, I don't get cold. Even then, I left my jacket everywhere. Every day on Monday, people would bring me home my heels because I'd be walking in snow. I always had to wear heels because my boyfriend was like 6'3". So, and I was short in high school. I was like 5'4", and I grew like an inch or two when I got out of high school.
I've always been short.
She
It's
has
a,
been
it's a
short.
family curse.
So they would bring either my contacts until one day when I was sleeping at a friend's house after parties, you know, well, Felicians, the mud hakes. We would go to the parks when it was off season.
Jag on!
And one day,
That's our shout out to the Felicians.
yeah, woo! And the thing is I was sleeping over someone's house, and one of the classic times I remember I had contacts and I took them out, but they fell off the counter. Like I think I didn't have a toilet paper, like, or tissue. And I was like, where's my contacts? And I heard a crunch, and she's like, oh shit. I thought, I think that was my contact. But after that, people would find them in the glove compartments because I would just take them off. They were so uncomfortable, and it never dawned on me. Well, of course, when you're a teenager, who wants to bring glasses if you're wearing contacts? You know? So anyways, it was a good time. Sheila and I met. We were in band at first, but I got
Drummer,
she's a drummer, and Sheila's a drummer. And
guitar player.
yep, and I got kicked out by Mr. James. Mr. James said to me once, God damn it, Lisa, you gotta learn to see the forest through the trees. And Mr. James, Frank James, by the way, the
Rest his
Wampanoag,
soul.
yep, Wampanoag Indians. He was also the leader of them for a while. Truly amazing guy. Google Frank
Awesome.
James. He did they went on the bicentennial to celebrate Thanksgiving, and he wouldn't do it the way they wanted. He
Yeah.
wrote this beautiful piece that was published about what Thanksgiving really was.
Yeah, it's online. Check out YouTube and look up Frank B. James. He was a Wampanoag Native American from Chatham.
Yep, and so that's our non-political piece, but it's beautiful. I'm so happy for the Wampanoags. They fought for years and years, and they do have some land back now, more and
They
more.
got federal recognition, which
Mhm.
they should have had all along.
Exactly. So anyways, he was a smart dude, and I think he cared about me. He was just trying to help me.
Remember, he drove around a Corvette,
A white
and
Corvette.
and he had the bumper sticker, Custer had it coming.
Yes, that was good. He was a cool dude. He was trying to help me out, but I was like so pissed after that. I was like, fuck this shit, man. By then I'd gotten a guitar, 1979, which I still have my Ibanez, and when they first came out, and I would go to Boston, I was 15 years old, 14, 15, taking lessons from teachers that taught at Berkeley at a place called the Guitar Workshop. So that's me basically. And Sheila and I became friends, and like everything else, you drift apart after high school, live in different states, and then they.
I was stupid.
Oh yeah,
and
you
I got
talk about you
married.
for a while. Yeah, you go
I
ahead. and
got
talk.
married and I just had kids right away, which was really dumb because I wanted to do the music thing and I should have done that first and I didn't. So if you, no matter what it is you're doing, not necessarily music, if you're an artist, if you're, you know, a builder, whatever, do that first. Travel, be yourself first. I really wish I had.
Yeah, but does anybody really plan their first gig? I don't know anybody that. planned
I
their first
don't
gig.
remember those nights. I was drunk those
Yeah, me
nights.
too. I don't remember a lot of things. Cape
Oh,
Cod
yeah.
Coliseum, woo! We all had so
Shout
much fun.
out to the Cape Cod
Oh my God,
Coliseum.
how many bands did we see? We saw Van Halen there, Jeff Beck, Joe Perry. I did not go to any of the Grateful Dead. I'm sorry. I know Joanne. We love you, Joanne. I love you. But I never saw the fucking Grateful Dead. I
never
did, but left.
either.
Oh,
No.
I couldn't fucking stand them.
I like some of their music, but I never
Yeah.
saw them.
Tom Petty we saw there, Ted Nugent.
Nugent,
And I don't remember all the concerts. Sometimes I remember coming out of it. I just remember once.
Aerosmith. I got my first drumstick at Aerosmith at the Cape Cod Coliseum, and I still have it.
I have a shirt he signed when I was pregnant because I went to the show and he came into the store I worked at in his Experience Clothing and she's like, my weekend manager, she was 8 months pregnant. She saw you last night. So he signed a shirt for me. But I've met them in other places, you know, and that's what's talk about things that are.
Another time, another place.
Yes. So Sheila, tell us more about your life as a person.
So my mom was a semi-professional singer, and my dad, well, he's my stepdad, but I call him dad. He plays guitar, and my brother plays guitar, and my great-grandfather was violinist in the Boston Symphony. So music was kind of already in my family, and I started teaching myself to play keyboards when I was about 5. And I started playing drums when I was 12 after trying to play flute for a year, which I kind of sucked at. And then, and I've always sang. I've sung since I could walk. And a couple of years ago, at the beginning of the pandemic, I was listening to Peter Frampton doing Do You Feel Like I Do? And I was like, man, that talk box is fun. I want to try that. So I did. I got a guitar. And my guitar came in on Randy Rhoads' birthday, which is December 6th. Only it was in 2019. And it's a really pretty Fender Strat Squire. And it's small and sexy, just like Randy Rhoads. So my guitar's name is Randy in his honor.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, I got married and divorced and married again and had 3 daughters, boom, 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 by the time I was 25. Again, stupid, I don't recommend it. And I was up to my elbows in diapers for about 9 years and didn't have time to do much else besides the mom thing. And then my sister had a son when my youngest was 11. And she and the baby's father were both incarcerated. So I took him in and I raised him as my own when he was 10 days old. So yes, I'm a psycho lunatic, but I'm a friendly one.
Yeah.
I'm fun.
And she's small and sexy too. And
No, I
totally
wouldn't
you get
go
this,
that far.
well,
Small, yes.
Yeah, but we're supposed to like be positive images, you know, like we're the modern women. But anyways.
So you know, kids are all grown and gone now, and we have plenty of time to play our drums and guitars again.
Still not a lot of money, but
No,
fortunately,
we're broke.
I was a
I'm
computer
broke.
software for a while, so I can do a lot of it and I'm figuring out some of this other stuff. And you know, the nonprofit and I do accounting for my regular work. And so it can pay for things. So it's a little more money than before, but the freedom and like my thing is first, instead of thinking I'm so old, we live longer than normal. Like the average age is not uncommon. More people live in their mid-90s. The government's trying to decide whether to make the retirement age go from 65 to 70 or 75. The truth of the matter is the revolution. If you look at someone even 75 years ago at the same age, they look older. They're probably smaller too, and they died at around 80. I mean, you
Even younger.
Yeah, they call life 25 years, which is the generation. So when you like retired at 65, they expected you to really not make it to 25 years, maybe, like mid 70s, mid 80s, like say 85. And then there's leftover for your funeral expenses, not to be morbid, but that's about what it was.
And to be quite honest, after going through this with my aunt and my uncle, nursing homes are ridiculously expensive, and they really rake over the people because they end up selling the house to pay the nursing home. They end up being paupers because everything they own goes to the nursing homes.
Yeah.
And it's not right, because they shouldn't be made paupers just to have decent health care.
Yep, and that's the thing I do too in mine. I do a lot of free pro bono work to help people because there's ways for that. So
I
that's
just
good.
help people when I can.
Yes, yes, she's always been like that. We've always been friends, and then we lost track. Facebook came around and we got in touch, and we're natural born goths. You don't have to wear black, although I wear black a lot because I like it. I also sometimes wear really bright colors. I like really flowery things, like all my bathing suits are flowery than hell. And
Mine's black.
yeah, I decided never to wear black anymore because I'm white and like totally white, not like obviously I'm Caucasian white. I mean, I am whiter than white. I think about the sun and I develop a sunburn, even with sunblock. So I thought the bright colors kind of take away from the whiteness of my skin. I don't look so pasty. And then they blend in when I get burned. So it's pretty cool. So we connected and we went and met up, and we decided, you invited me to go to you tell it the next part.
So I got tickets to see Dirty Honey and Wolf
No, not
Van
this
Halen
one.
last night.
No, I know, but
Oh,
no, we first, like, it's been like 5 or 6
Oh,
years,
couple
or
years
7 years
ago.
ago.
I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah,
Sorry,
so
folks.
yeah, she just had so much fun. We had so much
We
fun
had a
last
great
night. The
weekend.
fucking drummer, man, the floor was shaking.
I could feel it in my chest. He was a beast. I loved him, and I couldn't hear his name. That was the one problem with that show. Wolf's vocals were not that loud compared to the rest of the band. I have seen some loud bands. I have been to Priest. I have been to Maiden. I have been to Sabbath. I've been to Slayer. Wolf Van Halen's band is louder.
That drummer,
my
man,
God.
it's like if you've been in a House of Blues, but after the first section near the stage, excuse me, or the mosh pit, it goes up like 5 or 6 feet. Then there's another one. So, excuse me, I drank my ginger ale too quick. So you can hear it, but you're far enough away, you shouldn't feel the bass drum, man. And when that guy hit that bass drum, man, we fucking felt it. The floor, it was like an earthquake. The
They
whole
mic'd
set.
him up good.
It was so good. And when he was pounding the hell out of those drums, I mean, fucking hey, man, like
He's a
those
beast.
sticks, he was beating. Like,
And we couldn't
they were
understand what
shaking.
Wolf introduced everybody in his band, but we couldn't understand their names.
He was,
And I was like, I want to know who that drummer is, because he's a beast and I love him.
and he reminds me of Kenny. Oh, gee, I keep saying Kenny Hickey. Kenny Hickey, we love you, Kenny Hickey.
We love typo negative.
Yes, but
okay?
Kenny Hickey is short, like her. And it's funny because when you
Good
look at
things come in
pictures,
small packages.
I'm medium. I really like the middle sister, the medium this, the medium that. But the thing is he's short, but man, his guitar is loud. And I was listening to an interview, which I'm going to send you a link for it. We're going to leave links on when I get the webpage set up. But they were talking about their sound check, and this is what reminded me of it yesterday. Josh Silver, who I think is wicked hot, but I think he's married, so forget that. Even without his hair, you got to look at someone's face. It's the personality. I fall in love with someone based on not what they look. I cannot tell you if someone on Twitter
is everything.
Some people say, oh, someone's good looking or not good looking. The only reason I noticed that Josh is because I listen to his music. Like when I meet people, I can't tell if you're good or bad looking. My mind doesn't work that way. But like typo, there's just so much nice things about these guys. They're just
They're real.
decent men, and they're real, and the music's real. So this is the story that I recently is Kenny, Johnny Kelly, and Kenny Hickey for like an hour and 20 minutes on this show, which I'll leave the link up. And they went through the whole thing of their sound check, and it just made me laugh. I was fucking laughing as hell. I'm gonna try this out because I think that they were doing that yesterday, and then they couldn't get the vocals loud enough. I think they were fighting with the sound
Wolf
people to
was
get the
over, he went
vocals.
over to the keyboard and he was tapping his mic and he's like, I can't hear myself, turn it up, you know? And
Yeah.
I think that they were really having trouble with the vocals.
I think they were fighting the sound people to turn the fucking microphone up because they had their own sound. So anyway, so this is the thing. Josh Silver had his own PA system for his keyboards. I mean, it's so fucking awesome. And then, you know, Kenny Higgins got these stacks of amps. I think he liked Marshalls. I like Fender Twins. I'm sorry, I like the warm tube amp, but the stack, it makes more sense.
I just like them loud.
Well, I like that warm tube sound, and I blow them out all the time. I used to have to get my cones reconed all the time at the place called Nest, New England Speaker. I don't even know if they're there. And then, so then you got Peter there, and so say Josh turns his up, then Kenny's like, hey man, I'm turning mine up. And then Peter's like, well, you're turning that up. I'm turning my bass up. Oh, I need my vocals up. So they would end up being louder than the PA system of where they were playing. And the sound men are like, whatever.
Turn it up to 11.
We're definitely Spinal Tap. So I've always was the polite person, like, oh yes, man. You know, Mike, my Fender Twin, and I didn't turn up all the way. I didn't know you could do that. Like I just did not occur to me, and I'm doing it. And we were at the record store today, and Roger there's a drummer, and we're gonna see him. And wait, show Roger's t-shirt.
Yes.
Roger gave us t-shirts.
All sinners.
Wait, come towards me a bit.
This is a really good local band. All sinners.
Loud rock and roll.
And Roger is the drummer, and he owns Purchase Street Records in New Bedford.
Mm-hmm.
And today,
this is the t-shirt
purchases.
So here's Purchase Street Records. Sorry, I'm a little chesty, so I'm not going to.
Awesome place. You want to get your tunes. Today, Lisa got Typo Negative
because I want to work on Anesthesia.
Yeah, we're going to do Anesthesia because we love that song. And
The Misfits.
The Misfits.
This one has Dig Up a Grave, which is my favorite. I like Michael
Dig
Graves.
Up Her Bones.
Yeah, I know. I was saying because Michael Graves is the singer on it. We have Danzig or Michael Graves, and he does another one, Helena, which I love.
Yes.
Now he's gone a little bit crazy. I think he wants freedom. He's like a rebel, but on the wrong track. So maybe he'll come around. But you know, I look at the music because if I stop listening to a lot of music by some of the people, as long as they're not bodily harming anyone.
Yeah, I listen to all kinds of music. In fact, one of my friends once told me that I had the most neurotic sense of music that they had ever seen in their lives when they went through my records when they were at my house one time. And I said, thank you.
What do you mean neurotic? How can you be neurotic?
Because I listen to everything from Beethoven to Black Sabbath and Peter Frampton to Bob Marley. And I just like everything in between. I'm a metalhead. I have to tell you,
a very big metalhead.
I love metal.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. And it's definitely my favorite. But like I said, I listen to all kinds of music. I love the blues. I'm a huge Stevie Ray Vaughan fan. Kenny Wayne Shepherd, I saw him, and he is so, I can't even do it anymore. Awesome.
Johnny Lee Hooker is my favorite because he plays everything in A, but he's beautiful. Like his voice, man, he's great. But I agree, I like them all in that whole mystical mythology of the Crossroads, which is a great movie, by the way. It was out in the 80s, but it has not Satriani. There was another guy that was playing it. It was like Shredder. I can't think of it. And then this kid is like a blues kid, and it's like the devil, you know, the Satriani-esque guy who I'm really sorry, I'll have to look the name up. I have not had enough coffee. That's a joke. I really can't talk until I have coffee. But anyways, it's a battle. It's really actually true. It's a phenomenon. So anyways, look up Crossroads, the movie, but I love that about coffee. No, except people that don't drink coffee. You know, some people get up and drink like a diet fucking Coke in the morning. That is so gross. Anyway,
I don't drink soda at all.
I drink ginger ale.
I drink water.
I like Pepsi.
Coffee and tea.
I drink coffee, espresso, cold brew coffee, cold pressed coffee, French pressed coffee.
Ginger ale.
I know, I always just think that I have decaf coffee, and all right, I have an espresso machine, a real one, like double espressos, and a frother. I have a cold foam. I figured out how to make my own cold foam. I don't like milk, but oat milk tastes the closest to dairy milk. Really, it does, because it's made from oat flour. So it's like after you eat cereal, but it's not sweet. So it fluffs up nice with the cold foamer. And you put, if you want, a dash of a little whipped cream in it. But I put a dash of a little vanilla syrup and cinnamon and whip it up. And it's so good. You could just put that on anything, like Earl Grey tea with a whipped cinnamon thing. So anyways,
it plain.
she does drink it plain, but I like whipping things up. But I really drink black coffee, and then I love the espressos and stuff. And I had to switch to some of the decaf, because the only
I do
thing,
put almond milk in my coffee. I can't drink it black.
I love black coffee, but I do like espresso. Sometimes I get a jonesing for a cappuccino with cinnamon. I just need that cinnamon. I'll just be sitting there smelling and tasting the cinnamon, thinking of the whipped up milk. If I have to, I do whole milk. I don't do skim milk. Please don't tell me you're gonna whip up fucking skim milk. So oat milk works. If I have a little
don't
cream, I
drink
throw it in.
cow's milk.
I know, but you can use oat milk. You gotta try oat milk. Almond milk, ugh.
I like almond milk and I like coconut milk. I'm not really a big fan of oat milk.
Are you
I
kidding me?
have used it though
Oat
when I
milk's
made
fine.
oatmeal instead of water.
That's nice.
But that's it.
Wait, where were we now? So the show will get better, but fuck it, we're not gonna get better. We're gonna have it live so people
I
can
know we
call
were
in.
getting better as we got older.
We're getting better. So anyways, our first meeting, going back to whenever the fuck that was in the conversation, was to go to the graveyard. And that's what we're talking about, natural born goth. And we, we've been in touch, but then not in touch. We were always friends, and we always ran into each other at parties, because we all did. And so we ended up spending like hours all afternoon. We were going to get lunch, but we didn't. We just like had so much fun, and we both genuinely, it wasn't like one of
We
us
like
was
to
waiting
hang
to
out
leave
in
or not.
graveyards.
We hang out in graveyards, and there's so many amazing things.
Oh man, the architecture, I think
Some of the
stones
statues.
are just the most beautiful artwork.
And the dedications, and that big eagle one, like there's this huge hawk or falcon
Oh, the
or
one near
eagle.
my great grandparents.
Yeah.
That's Forest Hill Cemetery in
Yeah.
Boston. If you ever go to any graveyard, you got to go there. They have the
Yeah.
boy in the boat. Oh,
We got those.
beautiful.
We'll show pictures of those.
I have lots of pictures. If you go on my Facebook, you can look at those in my photo album.
Yeah, and I've got to get the rest of the web page and stuff set up. We just wanted to really get the ball rolling, because we're like, we got to start. And
we started.
when we started, yeah, and we'll have more interaction and stuff with people. And so we're like natural born goth. I've always moonbathed and stuff. I hate people, but I like people, but I hate them, that sort of thing. I like the idea of human beings. And that's why I think the only way we're ever going to get world peace and stuff is go back to ethical. I can't say her. To Lucy, fucking Lucy. She was named Lucy because at the time Lucy in the Sky and the Diamonds was, but we have to go back to natural instinct. In one of my literature readings and my spiritual readings talks about the primordial ooze when the instincts come out. And I don't think they realized it, but I was glad I saw that, because I felt like it was kind of a message. Like, we really have to look at our instincts, because most of them have gone away. Because people have not changed. We're still hunter-gatherer, cavemen and women. We just have technology with cell
Well, that
phones.
makes sense then that I play the drums, because I got that whole caveman thing going on.
Well, I think my philosophy in life is everything I've learned has been from science fiction. Like, if you want to know what I think about people, watch the original Planet of the Apes, the different type of people. And that's what they are. They're aggressive. There's the enlightened, intelligent ones, and there's the sheeple. They're the misguided anger ones, that you can't talk to. So I don't know. And then like The Walking Dead, at first I was like, I love this show. I think I liked it for the first 5 years, but I was like, this isn't going to happen. Like, I wish it was more realistic. And then watching what's been happening with people and the shootings, and then when Trump came in, I was like, holy fuck, that show is spot on. Once again, everything you need to know about life, you just can find it in science fiction. I mean, watch Rod Serling, The Twilight Zone. I mean, how many times have we thought we've been in the Twilight Zone?
A lot.
Yeah, so that's about us. So we've been friends forever with a big split, obviously, like most people, and we're back. And
we went and saw Lita Ford at the Vault.
yes, the Vault is, by the way, we want to promote the Vault too. If you're looking to book shows, it's a great
Lita
place.
rocks.
Lita's excellent, and it was so great because if you love bands, a lot of bands do these small venue tours, and I can see why. And it was great to see her playing, and she's amazing. Lita Ford has been around since the Runways, so definitely Google Lita, Lita Ford, Ford,
Ford.
Anything I need. My coffee and caffeine and voices run out. So, so the Vault is in New Bedford, and they call it the Vault Music Hall and Pub because there are other vaults. So if you're planning to visit the Cape or Massachusetts, we're the South Coast that goes into the Cape. It's kind of all the same area, but don't tell anybody that lives near that because Cape Codders are snobby. They're like, oh,
Yeah, the Cape is the Cape. It's not the Cape till you get over the bridge.
and yet if you look at
I
it
was born and
geographically,
raised there. I am the authority on that. There's no giving.
no, if you look geographically, but that's okay. The thing is I was saying too, my parents are both from Providence, Rhode Island. I am a direct descendant of Moses Brown, which explains all the fucked up shit in my family because he married his first cousin, and that side of the family hasn't changed. But mostly there was some Irish there, and then Irish and French. So finally, my mom said, Willard, I'm going to divorce you if you don't get me back home. So we ended up at the Cape at like 6th grade. So I have two childhood homes, and Akron, Ohio is fucking awesome, by the way. And
That's why
Akron,
she doesn't have the Massachusetts accent, and I do.
well, I got my mother's. My mother refused to let go of her accent. She's a proud Rhode Islander. And you have to know something about Rhode Islanders. They have their own accent. And milkshakes and stuff like that are fraps. Well, that's more the Cape. They call them the cabinets. I remember my uncle saying, you want a cabinet? I was like, what do you mean? This is when I was little. And she always said orange and horror. And I agree with her. An aunt. I mean, I don't have an aunt. AU is not aunts, okay? So shoot me if you don't agree with me. Yeah, auntie. So
Auntie.
so yeah, I don't have it, but it's good because unfortunately, like we're talking about human nature, my daughter went to school down on the Tennessee-Kentucky border, and when she was telling me what it was like, I thought she was just being a little dramatic, you know, because being away from home and all that. And I went to visit her for a week. And at the end, I was like, you know, practice my Ohio accent. Because when you're in Ohio and you go to the Bible Belt states, all of that twangy R stuff comes out. Normally it doesn't, because I've lived in here, the New England, and plus we came down for the summer every year. So mine goes back and forth. But I do say park the car in the Harvard Yard. I say wicked awesome.
I say park car.
Like chicken pox,
Chair.
chicken pox, chair. All right, say chair, car. It's not really a car, but car, like the Black Crow.
But you
Raven.
can't park your car in Harvard Yard because it's the middle of a college campus. There's just grass there.
And it's a cool place.
It is. I've been there.
Yeah, so this pretty much is a good part with the show. Let's tell you what's coming up with the next show. Now you know us, Lisa Ann and Sheila of Gear. And also,
Yeah.
also we're growing the fact we're older, but we live longer. And I'm going to tell you at the concert
Age is
yesterday.
just a number.
Yeah, it's just not the same. And what are you going to do? Just lay down and die? You just stop having sex over 50? You stop listening to fucking hard rock? My dad's pushing 90, and he's the one that I got all the music from. He's still doing Led Zeppelin. And he stole a video of mine because I was in music. I will say I was in music and I was doing really well. And I walked away from it by choice. I'm not going in because we try to keep it anonymous, but you can catch my drift. I'm a friend of Bill's. If you know Bill, then you know me. And so he stole one of my things. We were really big at this club. about a couple of thousand people. When they opened the whole club, the Channel. I don't know if you ever got any shows down in the Channel or went there back in the day in Boston, when Boston actually
No,
had a
I
music scene, and the Rat, which is like the first place the Police played. So anyways, wait, we're wrapping up. So that was like, we're getting there. We're doing pretty good. So anyways, oh, Glass Walls of Limbo. Oh wait, what did I do? What
I don't know
happened?
what you did, man.
Why did you stop?
We
I
did
think-
have typo negative.
Oh,
playing.
that's a dance mix. Wait a minute. All right, hold on. We'll finish in a minute. We are going to go to Misfits right now.
Yes, and we love the Misfits.
Yeah, and Helena. We're doing Helena. If I cut off your arms and your leg, would you still love me? I should have cut off his arms and legs and a few other things. But anyways, I forgot what oh, so my lifestyle, I left music for 25 years without looking back. I never looked back. I figured I was done. When I went to music, I went to Berkeley College School, like most musicians, for 1 year to meet people, and we couldn't find a singer, so I sang. So I took Italian opera and singing, and I love singing because it's a way to get rid of depression and stuff. It just sing your guts out. But I learned to scream well without killing my throat. Like a lot of people we know is they sing for a while, like Stevie Nicks and Stephen Piercy was one, and the Cinderella, Tom, whatever from the Cinderella, you know, vocal cord issues. It's really important for that.
Yeah, there's
And
a lot
then-
of people with vocal cord issues.
And then Chill is like music, music, music. And then my nephew, one of them lives with me, got a degree in accounting, realized he wanted to be a musician, an EDM guy. So I've had music all around me, and he would be doing stuff at like 2 a.m. And I'd get up and give him my 2 cents because I used to record. I put out records, not like real records. I just put out songs. And I got to the point where I was going to do serious management. I was kind of arguing with him because I wanted to keep my guitar playing. I didn't want to be a fucking 80s shit, 90s, you know, blah, blah, blah. I wanted to fucking play guitar, sing, and fuck you, and Hendrix is cool. And yes, I'm doing a copy
Yes, he
of
is.
Stone Free, which I'll give you another tidbit. If you listen to Third Stone at the Sun, from the Sun at 78 and 45, let me know what you hear, and I'll tell you if you got it or not. I did play Led Zeppelin backwards, and I didn't hear anything about the devil, by the way, too. So
Me neither.
anyways, the music was in me still. I just had to go on hiatus. There was a lot of things attached to music. I was married to the bass player. We have a daughter together. Went through horrible, horrible, horrible custody battle. I don't know. I get inside. I just needed to let go of things for a while. There was too many ghosts haunting me. After a few years, I would try, and I couldn't even go back down to the Cape a lot. And something happened. If the pandemic, as horrible as it is, I got COVID. I have scarring in my left lung, almost a third of it. But I had that earlier because I got pneumonia once.
I almost died 3 years ago. My colon decided to rupture, and I was in the hospital for 13 hours before they decided to operate, and I was septic by the time they did. They almost lost me on the operating table.
But
I
she's
lived.
here. Well,
And
that's
I got the Frankenbelly to prove it.
all right. No. We're not showing our
I'm
belly.
not gonna show my belly. Nobody wants to, but you know what? If we are ever lost in the Himalayas, I got the map. I can get us out.
All right. That sounds cool. So yeah, we've been through that, which is strange because Peter still, as you know, passed away from diverticulitis
Diverticulitis, that's what I had.
because he had, you know, he went right into sepsis. And sometimes I think no matter how you go, it's like your time. Like if you're meant to go, you're going to go. And if you don't go the way you go, you'll go a different way. Kind of like Final Destination, but I don't think there's a devil following you if you don't die on time. It's kind of weird.
Hope not. Oh,
Yeah.
and Wolf did a beautiful tribute last
Oh yeah,
night
rest in peace.
to Taylor Hawkins. Love him, man. I love
Yeah.
him. I'm so very heartbroken over Taylor's loss. And
So-
Wolf did a beautiful tribute. The band sounded awesome. They did There Goes My Hero, and it was really cool.
Yeah.
Remember at the end, we all chanted Taylor.
Yes, yeah, it was cool. And so now we got a band up there with Peter Still on bass and vocals, Taylor Hawkins on drums and vocals, Dimebag Daryl on lead guitars and vocals, and his brother helping in, and Randy Rhodes.
And Vinny
Yeah, Vinny.
is my birthday buddy. We were born on the exact same day. Okay.
And then they have huge, massive jam sessions with everybody. Come on, I grew up like my favorite mentors, Janis Joplin, Billie Holiday. I mean, the name goes on and on and on.
Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, Hendrix. I played
And
Hendrix. That's
one
how I
of
saw
mine,
this.
Keith Moon
Mhm.
and John Bonham.
Yes, yeah, there's so many, and it's kind of sad. So we're gonna wrap this up for tonight and tell you what we're doing for next week. We have awesome video, great sound of the show with the Dirty Honey playing first, and then
And they did a
Mammoth.
nice birthday tribute for Steven Tyler because yesterday was his birthday.
yep.
Happy birthday, Steven.
Yeah, and there's still
Rock
going
on.
on. I mean, if you're gonna act like you're fucking dying over 50 or 55 or even 60, man, go look at these bands, go check them out, reevaluate where you are. And if you can't figure out, go see a therapist for a little bit, just figure it out. So next week, we're gonna have excellent video and shots of both Dirty Honey and their major song. They're a band that was unsigned that had a #1 hit on Billboard. And then we're gonna have Wolfgang and his band Mammoth, and we'll have all the names of everyone and pictures. We'll show you what it was like in Boston, like the people around. So that's gonna be a really cool show. And we will be
very loud.
we're gonna discuss the program that we're starting for trap, neuter, and spay.
Release, trap, neuter, release.
Yeah, so it will
Cats of Steel. We're gonna start it on
yes.
on the day that we lost Peter Steele,
be right. That's our tribute.
April 14th, which was my grandfather's birthday, and we are gonna start trap, neuter, release
Yeah,
in his
TNR.
honor.
Yeah,
TNR.
so the New Bedford think tank I incorporated it, and I shopped around because in the States you can incorporate as a nonprofit. Is two-step. You become a corporation, and then you apply for nonprofit status. So I found out the best state for that, where I have the most freedom to decide what I want on the board and what makes sense. So that will be set up. I personally support feral dogs being helped out in Turkey, and cats as well, and some other TNR programs, and one of them, the Furball Farm, where they take in cats that nobody wants, and they work with them and try to rehabilitate them. And some of them are just so scarred physically and emotionally that they just stay there. And they have a huge patio, they have a huge barn for them, and plus a huge outdoor. So we'll be having little snippets of that to bring awareness about feral animals in our communities. And we're going to call it the
Cats of Steel.
Cats of Steel. So COS, Cats of Steel, will be officially started on April 14th as a nonprofit program in the company. And with that, what do you want to do? You want to say goodbye, aloha, whatever. We'll see you
Rock
next week.
on!
Oh wait, no, I'm doing, which one was I doing? Oh, this
I
one?
don't know.
I love you. Yeah. So peace out. Check us out. Check us out. And if you do music and stuff, hit us up, because we can give you names of places, but we love supporting independent local music and artists of all sorts of genres.
And
Oh yeah, we forgot. We wanted to support
Sanctum.
And we got these rings. I don't know what they're made from, but they take away all your negativity. They're like something.
Healing.
So we'll find out the name of that too. So we had a great time this weekend. We had a great time doing this, and next week we'll actually like have it like whatever normal means. So peace out. See you next week.
Rock on.
Absolutely. Rock on, dude. Wait, what is it? Rock on, Wayne? Rock on,
Party
Garth?
on, goth.
Bye.
Peace and love.